What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a heart's desire for the sign of Aries. Okay, Aries, you guys are last but not least during week 3 of the zodiac lineup. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal. So take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay? So, you guys know how this goes. We're going to start with one from the top for your present energy, one from the bottom for your past energy, and then one energetically from the middle. A lot of choices to choose from. Kind of like Aquarius's energy, but kind of settled on one. And then we'll look at the bottom of the deck to see what your overall outcome is. Okay. This starts your main part of the spread. Okay. So let's see what you have going on, Aries. We have the Four of Pentacles. Okay. Then we have the Ten of Swords for past. And then the Five of Pentacles. Okay. So somewhat reminiscent, I believe, of Pisces energy. Okay. You could either have Pisces in your chart or have some type of energy around you that might be Pisces. You don't have to, it's just an honorable mention. However, I believe Pisces had Four of Pentacles as well. Okay. And I'm referring and thinking of this Five of Pentacles in their, I think it was their Dream Catcher read. Okay. So, if you know your birth chart, that may help you as far as getting a more expansive reading. Okay. For free 99. All right. So, let's go ahead and get started into your reading, Aries. So we have the Four of Pentacles to start in your present energy. Okay. Presently, you are holding back on something. Okay. It could be possibly in relation to finances. Okay. Maybe tightening the, wallet a little bit to prepare for something. Okay. Um, I do feel a possibility of maybe a little bit of overspending on something, or maybe forgetting something that was possibly due. Maybe nothing really major, but enough to be like, oh, you know, got to hold back a little bit. Okay. Um, Again, it could have been an expenditure that was, important and necessary. So now it's time to kind of hold back the reins. Okay. um, as far as you know coins go. Okay. For others of you, it could just be withholding information. Okay. Not really speaking on too many things. Okay. um, that's about it. Okay. Presently, so we'll see and do clarifiers for that, see if there's anything else attached to that. All right. Now, past energy, we have the Ten of Swords. Okay. Now, Ten of Swords is usually like, as the phrase goes, stick a fork in me, I'm done type of vibe. Okay. Um, Maybe mostly in regards to communications. Okay. Maybe feeling burnt out in the sense of it. This is totally different than your like Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is more so about, feeling bogged down. Okay. Where Swords energy is feeling cut down in the sense of possibly words. uh, Wands is more of action. Okay. So fire energy, if you will. uh, Swords energy is air. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Okay. So there could have been maybe some words exchanged, or like I said, just tired from communications, if you will. Okay. Having to do maybe a lot of planning in the recent past, and so it has left you possibly very exhausted. Okay. Now, with that being said, We do have the Five of Pentacles here for future energy. Okay, Five of Pentacles. This person is kind of shrouded in some kind of like white energy. Okay, that can be a representation of ice. And then these Five Pentacles kind of around this archway, and it is somewhat dark with this dark blue. Okay, and they're outside. All right, I do love this deck, how it is kind of reminiscent of the uh, Five of Pentacles in the regular Rider's Waite. Okay, which is kind of a representation of someone being left out in the cold. As their body is cold, they are outside of a doorway that leads inside. Okay, and so I feel like there's this kind of significance to, where the pentacles are on this card. You have them on either side of the doorway and then the center one here. Okay. And so I don't know why, but it just feels like it's very, significant. Could be significant to you in a sense. Okay. As kind of in a dream, possibly seeing, something floating, or pentacles or circles floating. They kind of look like bubbles to me. Okay. Maybe someone has bubbles around right now. I don't know. But that's what's popping up for some reason. Okay. But future wise, this Five of Pentacles kind of feels as though you feel a little bit left out. It could be because of, not really being able to vibe with your usual crew, or not having time for, pleasantries because you're kind of bogged down with work. Okay. For others of you, it could be, again, like I said, it is a nice change of seeing Four of Pentacles to Five of Pentacles, in the sense of whatever it is that you did have to kind of hold back for to, purchase, or some kind of expenditure. You do kind of get something back, in a sense, is what I'm feeling with this increase of this five, but it will take a little bit of time. Okay. So it could be money transferring over to you. Okay. Maybe awaiting a check to clear of some sort. Okay. And so maybe that's the possibility. Okay. Now, with that being said, we'll get into the clarifier, see if we get any more information out. But at the bottom of the deck is Judgment. Okay, Judgment. Here, two mountains, day and night, kind of like the sun and the moon. Here, peering out in opposition, and then this kind of like glass pathway here, one mirror here, another one here. Okay, and so it is leading out to be the overall outcome. Maybe judgment in a sense of self-judgment of yourself. Okay. If it's in reference to business, maybe it's a service of some sort that you provide to someone, and you're kind of maybe judging yourself in the sense of, will they like it? Are they, going to reply? Maybe it's communication in regards to, I don't know why, but I'm feeling like the survey, if you will. Okay. If you are a business owner of some sort, maybe that is something you could do, is some form of a survey that you can send to your clients after you've provided them service. So that way you can kind of get some form of, I hate to use the word validation, but just, we could say feedback, if you will, on the services that were rendered. Okay, that is something that could probably put your mind at ease a little bit. Okay, and especially if you're a first time business owner. Okay, but mostly have confidence in yourself, in the services that you've provided. Okay, and I also feel this possibility of, if you presented yourself well, possibly. Okay, was there, something that happened in the recent past that you're kind of worried about? It could be maybe a review of some sort. Okay, and so Again, it leads to kind of some self-judgment, more so. I think it's self-judgment, and I'm saying self-judgment because of this reflection of one mirror to another in the pathway here. Okay, so let's get into these clarifiers, Aries, so we can get you guys some more information. One from the top for the Four of Pentacles present, one from the bottom for the Ten of Swords past energy, and then one energetically from the middle. I'm going to go with this one here in regards to the Five of Pentacles future energy, and then we'll look at the bottom of the deck to clarify this judgment. Okay, so let's see what we have for you, Aries. It's Eight of Materials, which is Eight of Pentacles, then Queen of Materials, faithfully showing up within the last couple of readings of the Heart's Desire readings, which would be a Queen of Pentacles, and then for your future energy, this Queen of Voices. Okay, Queen of Voices, I believe also showed up in, I believe it was Pisces reading. Okay, so definitely some sprinkling of the other signs within this week. Okay, so let's hit these one at a time. Let's start with your present. An increase here from Four of Pentacles being clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so again, working hard towards these, possibly these Four of Pentacles, only to hold back. Okay, again, like I said, it could be a situation of, I just feel this vibe of, you know, maybe having to work really hard before you're provided something. Okay, as far as, like I said, services rendered, being paid for something, a totally different way of doing business than what you are used to, possibly. Okay, um, again, something integral happening, in a sense of maybe having to keep something under wraps. That is something that has actually been going on with you guys, kind of break in between in your energy of the situation, of kind of holding something back or holding energy back, or information, if you will, because it is work related. Okay, and so could be like a disclaimer or sworn to secrecy type of vibe. Okay, and it's very integral to your pockets. Okay, so it is a different way of working than you are used to, but it's all for the best. Okay, and maybe that's where this judgment comes from, in the sense of, what's the use of not being able to talk about something if I'm not able to, it would, help my business. There's, this judgment here. Okay, and so maybe you're going back and forth about, whether or not if you should have taken the job, in regards to, if you were going to have to be like sworn to secrecy type vibe and still, needing to do the work. Okay, so let's move on. Like I said, this has been in your energy before a couple of months ago, I think, in your general read. Okay, now, Ten of Swords with this Queen of Materials. Okay, past energy. Now, like I said, with this being in past energy, it could have been some words, that as Queen of Pentacles, this is Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, there could have been something that was said that was very detrimental to maybe your image, if you will, in the past. Okay, and kind of worried about how that might play off. Okay, because out of, let's just say, 1,001 good compliments, there could be that one compliment that just, or that one negative feedback that can just feels like it's the end of the world. Okay, and you value yourself and pride yourself in what you do, and so to be possibly it's a very strong word to use, but I can't find any other word to describe it but ridiculed. Okay, you felt possibly ridiculed. Okay, and it really hurt you. Okay, now totally understandable. Okay, but it is kind of the way of the world. Okay, um, sometimes people say things because hurt people. Okay, and sometimes it's envy because someone isn't able to do what you are able to do. And they take pride in, putting someone down. Okay. Maybe it's so that way they think they can get something out of it. Okay. But you cannot let one comment take away your joy. Okay. You cannot let one comment ruin you. Okay. Because, like I said, out of 1,001, that one is the only one that's negative, that's, you know, petty, and it possibly, could have been something. Now, this is one thing that I've sometimes taken to consideration when I'm reading reviews on a particular business. If I'm seeing mostly good compliments in regards to or good feedback about something that I'm, about to purchase, I will sometimes ask, especially if it's like a product or something, I'll be like, well, did they follow the instructions? Because especially after I get the product and I use it and I follow the instructions and it works great for me. And so I'm like, well, I followed the instructions and it worked fine. I don't know what was wrong with this person. Possibly they didn't follow the instructions. And so, I kind of think on those terms in the sense of kind of like devil's advocate type of thing, because anyone that's usually complaining a lot about something that they either purchased or experienced, there's usually something that they're not telling. Okay, there's usually something that's missing. Okay. And so I'm always usually kind of playing devil's advocate and I'm reading into things, and then I pose the question of, well, did you ask? Depending on what the situation is. So, you know, kind of consider that. Like I said, don't let one bad apple ruin you because you are still in this queen of materials energy, regardless of what happened in the past. Okay. So, again, just be mindful as far as your present energy, especially if it is in pertaining to business, to be as informative as you possibly can. Okay. Don't engage negative energy. Okay. So maybe that is where you are presently. You diligently work, you make sure your skill set is, up to par and, is top notch. And so hold back that, avoid negative energy at all cost. Okay. And just do the work in which you are capable of doing. Okay, Aries. So next we have the Five of Pentacles with the Queen of Voices. Okay, Five of Pentacles with the Queen of Voices. Now, for some of you, and this is future energy, there could be a situation where you may have to turn down something. Okay, um, or a few somethings. Okay, as far as like a few um, commissions or jobs or things of that nature. Okay, because you possibly may be busy with something else, or it may go against your moral compass or code. Okay, and so it may be a very tough decision for you, but um, you are honest in regards to maybe what you're capable of doing and what you're not capable of doing. In doing so, you may feel as though you will be missing out. Okay. And it could be, that you may miss out, but it could be for good reason that you're missing out because of the fact that there could be something else that you are tied to that takes precedent over anything else. Okay. Now, one thing that I will say is like, I am a firm believer in possibly passing good things on to other people. Okay. So, in the sense of if you know someone else that is able to do what you're not able to do, you could pass it on to someone else and say, hey, I know somebody who would be great for that. Maybe you can contact them here. Okay. That's, good karma. Okay. We can't always be available to do everything. Okay. And so, that person can still get some good service. It, unfortunately, it may not be through you, but it could be through someone else. Okay. So kind of think of it in that sense that, if you do it that way, okay, that way that person is still kind of getting some good service. All right. That's just me. That's the type of person I am. However, not everyone is like me, but that's just me. Okay. So that's my suggestion. But nonetheless, um, don't feel like you're going to miss out because of this one person. Okay. In a sense of, if you feel like you did do something wrong in regards to this situation in the past, think of how you can easily make up for it. Okay. If there is something that you missed in regards to dealing with this particular person. Okay. And make up for it, because you may in the future feel like you're missing out on money because of this one said person. Okay. Do not give someone that much control over you. Like I said, if you can recall the situation, by all means, and it's fixable, and there was just like maybe some miscommunication of some sort, then by all means, nothing is not able to be fixed. Okay. Unless you try. Okay. And so being willing to try also looks good on you. Okay. But do not let that one comment, ruin you. Okay. So that is my suggestion when it comes to that. Now, with that being said, let's get into what is clarifying this judgment. And it is 7 of inspirations, which is 7 of wands. We do have a Knight of Swords at the bottom. Okay. And so, up underneath this judgment. So, 7 of Swords is usually talking about kind of defending ourselves in the regular Rider's Waite. And in this one, you have this person kind of kneeled forward, and arms stretched, just trying to black out or block out the negative energy. Okay, that is what I'm seeing around her. Okay, and then there is that one beacon of light above her just shining. Okay, and so with the 7 of inspiration, it's pushing everything to the side. Okay, and just having that inner knowing in that epiphany moment in regards to this judgment. Okay, self-judgment to yourself, blocking out, like I said, that negative energy, and just being really candid with yourself. Okay, that you can be stronger than that. Okay, not stooping to anyone else's level. Okay, not thinking so much on negative energy, period. Okay, not second guessing yourself either. Okay, is another thing that I'm feeling for you guys. I'm going to shuffle this heart oracle here. But I do feel like if there is any external judgment, you will push it out. Okay. And whatever you do, don't hide. Okay. Don't hide. If you can defend yourself in a very professional way, stay in this Queen of Pentacles energy. Okay. Stay in that Queen of Pentacles and own this Queen of Voices, meaning, again, if there's legalities such as contracts, things like that people signed, then make sure you address that said clause in your contracts. Okay, this is obviously specific to someone in particular. Okay, so you have that to back you up. Okay, if you have documentation, by all means refer to it. Okay, that's what it's there for. Okay, But again, like I said, if there was some form of miscommunication on your end, own up to it, fix it in the most professional of ways, um, and move on from it. Okay? So, with that being said, we have strengthening bonds. Okay? Strengthening bonds. I believe this card has came out already. I just don't remember who it was for. I think it was last week. Okay? So we have the number one here. There is someone walking up underneath these cherry blossoms towards this kind of green yellowish light. Okay, and so I feel as though you will be strengthening the bonds that are around you, possibly clientele or friends, things of that nature. Okay, like I said, it could be for some of you that you do have some form of a disconnect from family and friends because you've been super busy. But you'll be able to get back into the swing of things eventually. Okay. No one really, faults you for it. Okay. For some of you, that might be different based off of what we kind of discussed earlier on in the week, as far as being mindful of those, how you talk about yourself, things of that nature. Okay, when it comes to your friends. Now, we do have embrace underneath the strengthening bonds. All right. So it says your keywords are stability, reality, grounded, and health. Okay. The potential exists now to bring greater stability to your relationships. Be realistic about what you can expect from others and what you can offer in return. Be consistent and clear in your actions and demand the same. By taking a down to earth approach, your expectations of other people are more likely to be met and relationships will be strengthened. Scattered emotional energy will not serve you. Be sure to ground yourself. Steady and calm energy will translate into secure and strong relationships. This Queen of Materials, Queen of Pentacles to this Ten of Swords, okay? Do not get, torn up about it. Stay strong and grounded within yourself. That is why this earth energy is here, okay? To ground yourself, take a walk in nature and connect with the energy of the trees and Mother Earth herself. Enjoy greater health by exercising and eating well. A healthy body will help you feel confident about yourself and your abilities. This self assured energy will enable you to improve current relationships and attract new ones as well. Okay, so with that being said, if this is in reference to business, whether it be work or anything else thereafter, strengthening those bonds, like I said, owning up to anything if owning up is necessary, okay, will bode well for you in the sense of people seeing that you are quick to fix a situation, okay? Not that they should take advantage of it, okay? It's just to show an example of, you take, a client's feedback very seriously and you handle it professionally and quickly, okay? So, while staying in this Queen of Pentacles energy, all right? So I'm going to shuffle just one more time. I think I'm shuffling one over what I usually do, but that's okay. So we're going to cut by 3 to get your final message of support, Aries, to wrap up your reading, which is surrender to miracles. Okay, surrender to miracles. Okay, it says be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. Okay, be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. Okay. One thing that I also will say before I wrap up your reading, that for some of you, you may worry about said past conflict interfering with your current business, if you will. Okay. Um, and so you need to not worry about that so much. Okay. Because consider it as a new way, or well, not a new way, but another chance, if you will, to prove that that one instance was just that one instance. Okay. And so do not let it interfere with your present. Okay. Like I said, do not engage in any negative energy. Okay. If you do have to kind of explain what happened in that situation, and it is based off of contractual miscommunication to the client where they maybe didn't read the fine print, you can talk about that, but do not engage in anything about how you felt emotionally. Stay professional as possible. Okay. Do not let that hinder your work. Okay. So with that being said, I don't know why I just had to reiterate that. Okay, with that example. Okay. So with that being said, Aries, you guys are in super extended, but hopefully this has been, um, helpful for you. If it was a lesson, at least that's all I need. But if it resonated, by all means, feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you can see when's the next time I put up a reading for you. So until then, peace.